Okay, thank you for returning back to my channel. How are you guys doing? Welcome back. Okay, what I wanted to speak about is something that we all experience in life, and we look over it and we not address issues that are out at hand to address. And these issues become so explosive that we may direct this behavior onto someone else, or we uh, have this anger within ourselves, so we push that anger or transfer it to someone else, which we don't want to do. Let's get into this conversation. We're talking about things that we go through in life. Now, I'm going to speak on my experience because I don't want no one to state that or repeat that this is what I said and it's the correct thing to do. So I'm going to speak to you in regard to what I experienced and my opinion and my experiences and I think, how I self-medicated myself. In life, we have moments that we all have, things that we go through, and we will kind of pin it on as, oh, well, we're depressed, or we having moments and name it something else. But I just want to say to you is that when I found that I was having these symptoms, it's easy for me to label it as depression. But when you think about our generations and you think about, and I'm not talking about the African American or the Black American history, I'm talking about history in general. I'm talking about the Arabians, I'm talking about Indians, I'm talking about Philippines, Caucasians. I'm not just talking about our history. So, because depression hits everywhere. And so I'm not talking just solely based on Black Americans. But when you think about our history and you think about your ethnicity, whatever it is, when you think about our ancestors and you think about these days and times, and you think about our days and time, I was so quick to label myself as being depressed. I need time out. I need me time. Something is not going on within me, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. And whatever area it is, or whatever area it was with me, I found out that it was mentally and emotionally. Some days, yeah, I felt like I don't want to get up, or you don't feel like you want to go out, or you feel like you don't want to be a part of life, and you don't feel like you have those moments where you just, I don't feel like doing anything. Whatever a doctor is doing, I don't take nothing away. So I don't want to, again, this my experiences, because doctors are great at what they do, and some people definitely need it, and they need the assistance or they need the help. I'm speaking from my experience. In order for me to deal with what I was going through, I had to get to the root cause of what was triggering those feelings, what was triggering those emotions, what was triggering all of that. I had to get to the root cause of it. So I could have self-medicated myself. I could have said, well, let me drink. Let me go get some alcohol and I can drink. And again, this is because people go through things in life, and I respect everyone. And I have respect for everyone. So I don't want no one to take this out of content, what I'm saying. You can go and you can say, okay, well, I can drink alcohol and I can self-medicate myself with alcohol. But after the alcohol runs off or wears off, then what happens? After all, you're no longer intoxicated. You're going to continue to intoxicate yourself, to continue to suppress whatever you're going through. You will continue to suppress whatever you're going through, right? Because you're going to self-medicate, which is the alcohol. You're going to self-medicate with the drugs, whether it's whatever the drug is, pills, cocaine, crack, marijuana, whatever the drug is. You'll self-medicate in order to suppress whatever you're going through. Or you'll go and get medication. All it's doing is just suppressing it. And if you kind of like what I would say, if I use an example, or for instance, if I say, well, if I shake up this bottle, and you shake up a soda bottle, any kind of can or whatever it is, and once you open up the pressure off the soda bottle, you release it, the soda goes all over the place. And so I use that as an example to show that, yes, when I shake up this bottle of soda, it's going to spill out all over the place. And that's how I was emotionally. Like, I could self-medicate. I could lay in a bed. I could not feel like I want to go out. I could feel like I don't want to be bothered with people. But I had to find out what was the root cause of that problem, because it's easy to self-medicate, and it's whether you go to the doctor or whether you self-medicating on yourself, because a lot of things are vague in life. A lot of things are unclear. You can make so many mistakes that you're unhappy or you're disgruntled with things. These are things that you don't want to go through. You're going to go through in life, because life doesn't grant us a life where we just have this happy lifestyle at all times. You're going to go through life. As long as you're breathing, you're going to go through something in life. As long as you're breathing, you're going to go through things. This may not be your season to go through, but next season you're going to be going through. And it's how do you go from going through and getting through? So the same thing how I view myself as with depression. I can feel like I'm going through something, or I can feel like I'm depressed and I got so much on my mind. But then I have to get to, well, what's going on? What do you need to revise, revamp? What do you need to adjust? What do you need to fix? What needs to be fixed in order to move on? And it always starts with you, because you're going to have people that do things to you at all times. And again, that's expectations. But again, it goes back to your perception, the way you perceive things and the way you receive things in life. So if you're looking at a person where they feel like they not living up to what you think and your standard, then it sends us into a spiral. We all are guilty of it. We all are guilty of it. But then it comes back to you. You have to make adjustments. You have to fix the problem. Finding out, where did it come from? The root. It's like anything you grow. It's whatever seeds you plant in life. Whether it's a good seed or whether it's a bad seed. You have to find out what those seeds are that you want to plant in life. Depression, to me, is what I needed to understand about fixing myself. It was not about fixing others. It was fixing me, my expectations, myself, what I needed to do with me in life. And that's why, it gets so out of control, because we expect these things from others. We expect people to treat us a certain way, and that's not going to happen. You got to love yourself enough. You got to respect yourself enough to know, and you got to not harbor anger towards other people, because again, that affects you. If someone harms you, if someone hurts you, it affects you. You have to learn how to get over these feelings, because it hurts you at the end. And that's what I had to understand. If everything that was happening, it had me. I was the root cause of the problem. So that's why I said sometimes you have to get into these dark places. You have to pray. You have to fast. You have to believe. You have to have strength. You have to constantly tell yourself that it's going to be okay. Because when you think about our ancestors, they didn't have a doctor to run to. They didn't have this person to run to. They had to figure it out. And they had to do what I'm saying. You got to get to the root cause of the problem, and you have to fix it. You have to self-medicate yourself, whatever it is, but in a positive way. Because see, our expectations will get you into depression. The way people treat you, it'll get you into depression. Your relationships, your employment, your money status, all that stuff will run you into depression. It's like even the celebrities. Okay, you have all this money, you have all this success, but again, you have to find out, how do I deal with this stuff? How do I maneuver with success? How do I overcome this? How do I interact with people? My life is going to change. You have to be prepared for life. And that's what I'm trying to say in general, is that you have to be prepared with life. Because life gonna go throw you some balls. They're gonna throw you some curveballs. They're gonna throw you some fastballs. And if you watch a game of baseball, you know those balls come and you got to bob, weave, duck, move, or catch it. You have to do what you have to do, because that's what life offers us. Is that you're going to go through things at all times. You're going to go through storms. And how do you overcome going through storms? Is you have to understand that I'm in this storm today. It's just temporary. Everything is temporary. Whatever you're going through in life is temporary. And then you have to think about your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and what you plan on doing in the next decade, or day to day, or month to month, or year to year. Start jotting down what it is that you plan on doing. Logging down what you wanted to do daily, or your goals of right now, how you perceived yourself, what you could have done today that's better or greater or less or whatever it is. Constantly working on yourself, because that's what life is all about. You have to work on yourself, so therefore that you can be able to stand up and move forward when obstacles are thrown at you. No one in life is going to go through life without an obstacle or changes going on in your life, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, or ugly. You're going to go through things in life. The end result is how you handle going through those things, your preparation to make sure that you have strength and peace to move forward. Because that's what life is. Strength and peace. Peace with you, peace with others, strength with yourself, and strength in others. And you have to understand. And like I always say, you got to be mindful who's in your ear and what seeds are being planted. Because sometimes people plant these seeds in your ear. Hey, you don't, this is it's dangerous. This is dangerous. Your tongue is a deadly weapon. It can bring you life or it can bring you death. So you have to understand that depression is shaking up a bottle. Once you release that bottle, it explodes. It's like a volcano. It's how you dealing with your situation. What are you doing? And getting into that hole and find out what do you need to do to correct it. Get to the root of the problem. What sent you into that spiral? What sent you there? And how you can pull yourself out of it. Because you have to address it. And once you address it, you will always find out that it comes back to you and what you can do differently. How you can handle things. It's not about others. And your expectations. It's not about others. And that's what I wanted to say. And that's what will pull you out of all of that depression. That's what pulled me out of there. Because my expectation, I have to constantly work on myself. And don't get me wrong. And don't think I'm not perfect. Because I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And I'm still going through changes. But I'm getting through. Because I'm constantly and consistently working on myself. If you like my content, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, thumbs up, and definitely share this video because I think this is a must-watch video. It can have an inspiration on someone. So like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button. Let's thumbs up and let's come back and let's make it do what it do. Thank you for hanging out with me and thank you for listening to me. Thank you. That's self-therapy within itself. I'm able to get my story out. Thank you.